We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top. New level. On my level, don't see anybody. I don't see him. This right here could never stop. This could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time. Ay, I live on a job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah. You can't stop this, no way.
Good question. What's the nationality of your mother? Okay, so both nationalities of your parents are Caucasian. Okay, so you grew up in a mostly Hispanic community. Do you speak Spanish? Okay. All right. So what he's basically telling you is that according to the Bible, that God has particular people that He's dealing with, and the reason why that particular people are in slavery right now, because when you look at the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we've been through a lot as a nation of people, and we're still going through a lot. So, what would we say, what you could do, because you want to do something for God, right? Because I see you have a cross around your neck. Even though that's not biblical, but even though you have it around your neck, you do want to do something for God, right? So the best thing you could do for God is when you come across Hispanics or blacks, you let them know, hey, you're actually an Israelite. Because that's a beneficial thing for them to know who they are, because of the slavery our nationality was taken from us. So one of the things that you can do is just, hey, did you know this about the Bible? Because that is good. God says that's a good thing. You understand? As people are being shown exactly who they are. Another question. Do you know who you are in the Bible? Okay, we'll show you real quick. Get Genesis 25. We're going to show you the nationality of the Caucasian race in the Bible. Go ahead, take a picture of the sign. That's some good information to have. All right? Read that. The Genesis 25. Actually, start at 23.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
All right, so 2 nationality of people were in our foremother's womb. All right, this is talking about Sarah. She was giving birth to twins, and Rebecca. This is talking about Rebecca. She was giving birth to twins. She had 2 nations in her womb. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
So it said 2 separate nations will be separated in the bowels inside the womb. All right, and it said that one will be what?
Stronger than the other people.
So it said one nation will be a stronger nation of people than the other. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So it says the elder shall serve the younger. Read on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were 2 nations in her womb, twins. But were these twins identical twins, or were they
Fraternal
twins? Do you think they were identical or fraternal? Fraternal, there you go, because they're 2 separate nations. One would be stronger, one would be mightier, one would serve one, and one would serve the other. All right, read.
And the first came out red, all over,
So it said the first one came out red, all over. Read.
Like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
So the first came out red, they called his name Esau. Esau is the first Caucasian person born, because the reason why they said red was because he was the first of his kind. Because one thing, I don't know, let me ask you a question. What complexion would you consider yourself? White, okay. But the question is, are you really white? The letters on that Florida sign are white. So the question is, are you really white? Are you more like a pink? A pink. Pink is a derivative of what color? Red, right? Because the blood shows forth through your skin, so therefore the pigmentation is more of a pink color. All right, so read.
And after that came his brother out.
Read that part again.
Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
So it said the next one came out, and he was, they didn't say his color, did they? The reason being was because at that time, hey, how you doing, brother? Hey, stop, talk with us for a minute. We're going over the Bible. All right, so it said that the reason why they didn't say his color, because this is the book of Genesis. So this is the first Caucasian being born, and everybody at that time was of a dark complexion. Right. Because at this time, they had to write it down because they was like, damn, this is the first time this ever happened, so they made sure that they documented it in history. In the book of Genesis, do you know what Genesis means? All right, Genesis means the beginning. This means the beginning. That's why it's the first book of the Bible, because it's the beginning of all mankind. All right, so that's the beginning of the first Caucasian race. Now go to 27 and verse 38. Go to chapter 27 and verse 38. Now we're going to read about the characteristics of Esau. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
So Esau now is going to his father and asking for a blessing. Because at the time, Jacob received the blessing. And because it was ordained of God, but Jacob did receive the blessing. Jacob, it would be the descendant of, the forefather of those people on the sign, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. So it says, read it again.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
So he's asking his father for a blessing. Read, let's see what his father says. Okay, if you got 2 more minutes, it'll be done in 2 minutes, all right? And yeah, we do have a platform, okay? Read.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
So it said the Caucasian race, who are Esau according to the Bible, will have the best places on the face of the earth. They will live in the best cities. Read.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Meaning they will be in everybody's land. They will be everywhere on the face of the earth. Read.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
So God blessed Esau with the power of the sword, the power to conquer. Read.
And shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So there was a time when these people were in rulership. The Israelites were in rulership. But during the time of King Solomon, after King Solomon's death, they broke the yoke. Basically, even during the time of King Solomon, they broke the yoke. They left from under us, from being from the older brother serving the younger brother, and therefore that's when they broke the yoke. Now get First Maccabees 1:1, because it said that they would be blessed with the sword. Now we're going to find out when Esau came back in the earth and he was blessed with the sword. All right, read that. First Maccabees 1 and verse 1.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten the Darius, king of Persia and Egypt.
So you know who Alexander the Great is? Yes, so Alexander the Great was the rebirth of Esau in the earth. So it says that when he came back, he started conquering all the nations. He conquered all the dark races. And then when he started conquering, what did it say? Evils was multiplied. And that verse, verse 3 is it? You don't have no highlights in your Bible, man. All right, read that.
Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
So them evils were multiplied. This is evil. This is why we're telling you that we're out here trying to show our people, because part of that evil that happened from your ancestors was this. They started taking us and selling us into slavery. So therefore, in slavery, we lost our nationality. They changed who we are. They changed us. That's why when you get to the New Testament, you have Israelites saying that they're Gentiles. You have Israelites saying that they're Greeks. You have Israelites saying that they're heathens. You have Israelites saying that they're uncircumcised.
Right.
But this is all because evil's multiplied in the earth. And guess what happened? We started co-signing the evil, and we started calling ourselves African American, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, so on and so forth. But God calls those blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, He calls them the Israelites, according to the Bible.
That's right.
With that being said, I understand you have to get to your interview. So, while you if you have a chance, you know what I mean, do the research, learn your history and your nationality and your connection to us, because we all are supposed to live in harmony, but harmony won't come back until these people in this sign are in their rightful position. All right? Now, just read Sirach chapter 6 and verse 7 so you can go. Sirach 6 and verse 7. All right? You got it? Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend...
No, I'm sorry. Not Sirach 6. I'm talking about first Ezra. First Ezra, no, second Ezra 6 and 7. Second Ezra 6 and 7. You going the wrong way. There you go. Second Ezra 6 and verse 7. All right, read that.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 7. And verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
So what will be the end of times? How will we know that the end of times is coming? Read.
Or when shall the end be? When shall the end of the first?
So when would the Middle Ages come, and when would the end come? Read.
And the beginning of it that followeth.
So when will be the beginning of the rulership of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites? Read.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held the first heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Because your people, I don't know if you see what's going on in Israel right now, the war going on. All this stuff, but all this stuff that's going on, all these conflicts in the world, is a trickle-down effect to bring about the end of the world. So the end of the world doesn't mean that the earth is going to stop spinning, that the earth will be over. It's just talking about the end of a certain rulership of people. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, are the beginning of the next kingdom that shall rule. All right? Lamentations 4 and the last verse. Lamentations chapter 4 and the last verse. Jeremiah, Lamentations 4, last verse. Read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
Wait, go up 21.
Verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, and dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
So the cup will pass on to you. The cup that we have, it will pass on to you. Read.
Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will know.
Meaning our punishment from the Lord is almost over. We're coming to the end of that. That's why when you read 2 Ezra 6 and verse 7, it says Jacob is the beginning of Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which is next. Read.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
So this will no longer happen to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, because after this, the Lord is going to purge out everyone who's unrighteous, and He's going to save the righteous. Read.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will deliver thy sins.
All right. So read that part again.
He will discover thy sins.
So He will discover the sins of this nation, because this nation, America, has done all kind of evil. I can't front. The Caucasian race, they have done a lot of evil in the face of the earth. Real quick, give me that book right on top, the black one. Bring it here real quick. Let me just show you something. You see this? I'm just gonna flip to a random page. You see what's going on? They lynching a brother. Now I'm gonna go to the next page. Look at this. They're lynching a brother, and look who's around him. Who's around him? White people are around him, and this is them lynching our people. So the Lord says that iniquity will be discovered, and it has to come to pass. Because what has happened to the Native Americans in this land? Because the Native Americans, this used to all be their land. The tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad, of the Israelites, this used to all be their land. God gave it to them for heritage. But what happened? The conquistadors came over, the British, the Spaniards, all of them came here and took the land away from them. And now the land doesn't look like how it is. We don't live off the land anymore. We have McDonald's, we have death food everywhere. You know, Wild Fork, it's a natural food, good food. But Wild Fork costs an arm and a leg. I went and bought Venice from Wild Fork and spent $75 on Venice. Just a thing of Venice. And Venice used to be running up and down the land. You know what else they've done? They've also, the Caucasian race has also killed off a lot of animals. Animals went extinct. You have in the Keys, you have the key deer that when the conquistadors came over here, the Spaniards, they decimated them. They killed them. Buffaloes, killed them all. When you think of it, it's simple as the dodo bird. That's not really a bird that you can't even eat a dodo bird. But they made sure they wiped them out. Tigers gone. Whole communities of people gone, decimated. All because when they got into the earth, when your foreparents got into the kingdom, got into rulership, where they say evils were multiplied. Last verse, I'm gonna let her go. Real quick, get me what are you gonna say? Okay, all right, go ahead, go. You can hear why you leaving. Get Isaiah 14 and verse 21. Isaiah 14 and verse 21.
Okay.
Read.
Have a good day. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
So, a lot of our Hispanic people, they want to be so-called Caucasian. But God says, prepare a slaughter for the Caucasian race, for their iniquity, for the sins that they committed against your foreparents. Just real quick. For the sins they committed against your foreparents, by taking you into slavery, by changing your nationality, by taking away your God. Read.
But they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
The reason why God says that he's not going to allow your people, the Caucasian race, to fill the earth with cities is because evils were multiplied when they came into rulership. That's why God says the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are the Israelites and they are a chosen people.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.